Which toilet do you go to? Do you have a vagina or a penis? What kind of underwear do you wear? Hi, my name is Shane. I'm a high school teacher and a theatre creator.
My name is Roy. I'm 28 years old. I'm an interior designer.
Back in the early 2000s, and at the time it was still very much classified under a mental illness. We call it transgender. A person who identifies as transgender is somebody who does not relate to the biological sex that they were assigned at birth. There are a lot of misconceptions that people have between gender identity as well as sexual orientation. Gender identity is the identity that a person relates most to or feel most at home with. It doesn't have to be the sex that they were assigned at birth, but for sexual orientation, it is who you are attracted to.
Being transgender to me is be brave, because for the longest time I've been hiding, trying to deny my truth. But once I am who I am, I feel like I can do anything. You're finally you, and then you're ready to face every problem in the world. Yeah.
Society doesn't really accept or cannot understand who you are or why you're the way that you are. What it means to me to be able to live my authentic self and life, it is to accept it is a really long journey and a tiresome journey, a daily struggle that we have to remind ourselves to prepare ourselves and to protect ourselves from society. Some of the hardships that trans individuals do experience in Malaysia specifically would be access to healthcare that actually understands. Healthcare is extremely important for any trans individual, and especially in Malaysia where there are medical individuals that don't want to understand how hormones and hormone blockers affect our bodies and our system.
The hardest part for me being a trans man in Malaysia is using the toilet. I feel like I don't pass well enough, so I'm always afraid that someone will call it out.
Just adding on to what he's saying, so it gives a better perspective of it is very difficult. It's not just about choosing, it's also the fight or flight responses that we have to innately have and to navigate the world. Just going to the toilet, it's a split-second decision of assessing your surroundings, who's around, what kind of place is this, am I safe enough to go in if anything happens. Other hardships that people do face extremely often would be getting a job in the workforce. Do I then put myself through a work life where the company does not understand, does not want to acknowledge? That can become very toxic for a trans individual to wake up and just go to work. The easiest way for a person to understand what not to say to a trans individual is to just stop and just think whether or not they would actually say this to a family member or a friend who are basically not from the trans community. Some of the very, very important ones that a lot of people feel like they're entitled to know would be, have you had the surgery?
People should know who you are before they know like whatever the gender identity or sexuality. It doesn't really need to matter first.
Right.
You just see them as a person, get to know them, and then if they want to tell you, they will tell you, you know.
Yeah. There are many ways of becoming a better allies to your trans friends or just the trans community itself. Just try to understand from the perspective of why this shouldn't even be a question of human rights. There are a platitude and a huge amount of things online that you can look up, and if you're not sure, you can even ask nicely to any of your friends in the queer community or the trans community, how can I do better? And always make sure that you're going in ready to listen with an open mind.
Transitioning has definitely changed a big part of my life because it brought up my confidence. It changes the way I think and talk to people.
Please don't do your shots by yourself unless you've been approved by a medical staff and they have actually seen how you administer your shots yourself. Alright, so these are my supplies for when I have to self-administer my own T-shots monthly. There's my top kits where I keep all my stuff. I buy them in bulk and then I keep it safe in here. This is how testosterone looks like. So this is one ampoule. Costs about 35 ringgit. Being able to have access to doing hormone replacement therapy has been a huge privilege for me. It has definitely changed my life. I'm a lot happier, I'm a lot calmer, and the feedback that I get from my friends is I just feel like me. I'm the person that they were supposed to meet years ago, and now seeing me in my own element, they just feel like, yeah, those years that they missed out on, they're really happy that they get to see me now. So in that sense, starting hormone replacement therapy has been the best thing that has happened to me.